The greatest thing I've done in the past probably 3 years is making it a point to walk with my wife every morning, and that really helps keep me in shape. And the other thing is, it gives me alone time with my wife. We can just talk about life, or sometimes we'll go 15 minutes without saying a word, but I know she's there, she knows I'm there, and to me that's a sign of a good relationship, that you're comfortable. You don't feel like you have to speak. About 3 years ago, we started walking. If I'm not playing basketball at night, which is about 2 to 3 times a week, we walk every evening. It's like making an appointment, right? I schedule clients to show homes. I schedule a listing appointment. I schedule walk time with my wife every evening that I'm home, and absolutely every evening. Even that open outside, if they get inside. Football.
Hey, shot, baby!
Cutter.
I was hoping you were there on that.
I know.
How does basketball mirror buying a home in today's super competitive seller's market?
That's actually a really good question, Kevin. I've been selling homes in Central Virginia now as a realtor for over 25 years. In May it'll be the beginning of my 26th year. And I've noticed 3 or 4 different market cycles where it goes from being a seller's market to a buyer's market. The best market is one where it's in equilibrium, where there's an equal number of buyers for an equal number of homes on the market. Really the past 2 years, it's been very much a supercharged seller market. What does that mean to the average person? Well, if you're looking to buy a home, it means that you're going to face a lot of competition. You write an offer, there could be anywhere from 3 to 40 offers on a particular home. It just depends on the condition and the location of that home. The way I look at things, in basketball, you want to win, but you have to be prepared to lose too. Sometimes in a loss, you learn things about yourself, learn things about your partners, and your partners in real estate are number one, your realtor. They're your most trusted, valued partner. Ball's good.
7-8.
Door's open. I guess it'll be a bad.
I got it that time. I'm going to get one.
What skills have you learned playing basketball and in coaching a high school basketball team?
So what have I learned in basketball? Well, I wish I could win every basketball game that I play in. I wish my high school basketball team, Monacan, could win every game that we play, but that's not possible. That's not realistic. So in basketball, you have to learn something from every loss in basketball. So in today's market, you might write an offer, there could be 15, 20, 30 offers on that same house. As a buyer's agent, I like to look out for my client's best interest. And that doesn't mean winning at all costs. It means winning smart, getting the home so it's on the high side of reasonable, not over reasonable. So if you write an offer and you lose, I always contact the listing agent to find out where we stood within that plethora of offers. Were we on the low side, the high side? And I share that information with my clients, and we learn from it. We learn how to structure our offers better. Again, still protecting ourselves. I always like to do a home inspection. Unless you're an investor client, I strongly suggest doing a home inspection. But there are other ways to make your offer more attractive, to make sure our offer is accepted. And that's my job as your realtor. I work for you. I'm ethically obligated to work on your behalf. There's a lot of similarities between basketball and buying a home. In basketball, you have to know your opponent. When you're selling a house, you have to know who your buyer's going to be. Okay? It's just understanding your opponent. If you're a buyer, right, how do you understand your opponent? Well, your opponent is the other people that you're competing with to get that house. Write a stronger offer. Put more money down. Offer a seller rent back, sometimes at no charge. Put a larger deposit down. These are things that might give you that little bit of edge. Just like a good jab step gets the defender back on his heels, you step back and you've got an open three. And that's why I love being a realtor, that's why I love basketball. I've learned so much because of basketball that I'm able to use to help my buyer and seller clients in any type of market. It's better to start looking at homes a month or so before you're actually ready to write an offer. This actually becomes an eye-opening experience to you. You learn the different areas of the Richmond metropolitan market. You learn what you can get within your price range. You learn the styles of homes that you may or may not like. Sometimes it's just as important to learn what you don't like, or learn areas where you don't want to live because perhaps the commute's too far from where you work, things like that. That can be just as important as to trying to find where you do want to live and what style of home you do want to have. Because this market is so competitive, once you're ready to write an offer, you have to be ready to write an offer. And like being a basketball coach, it's very important to practice, to learn your opponent. When buying a home in this competitive market in Richmond, your opponents are all the other buyers looking to purchase that same home that you're looking at. So I believe that practice is important. Unlike Allen Iverson, practice is important in basketball, and it is important in purchasing a home, especially in competitive markets. So the first month, we're just looking at homes. Like I said, you're learning the market, you're learning the styles of homes that you do and do not like. So when it's game time, when it's time to actually start looking for real, you're prepared. And we can jump on the very first home that meets most, if not all, of your criteria. In this market, you have to be ready to jump once you find a home that ticks off most or all of those boxes on your list. Make sure you have always been pre-approved by a lender before even considering making an offer, and also make sure that you've got that lender letter at the ready so I can submit it with your offer to purchase. Sometimes it's more appealing if you have the ability to put a larger down payment. That becomes much more appealing to a seller, or perhaps putting a larger good faith deposit down might be the difference between the seller saying, hey, this person or these people really want to purchase my home because they're willing to put down a larger good faith deposit. Not all offers that sellers accept are at the highest price that's offered to them. Sometimes the terms of an offer are just as important, if not more important. So with a lot of my buyer clients, if they have the ability to do so, we like to offer rent backs to the seller at reduced dollar amounts or even free rent backs. I just got an offer for a client of mine, and I've sold her 8 other homes, so she and I are very much in sync. We understand each other, and I understand her needs. But her offer was not the highest dollar monetarily, but she offered a free rent back. And for this particular seller, that was more important. So things like that can help make your offer overcome an offer that might be for a higher price. The other thing is, perhaps in this seller's market in Richmond, Virginia, perhaps you waive a certain portion of any repair costs. that you find during the home inspections. I always recommend doing a radon inspection and a home inspection. And if there are any other inspections that are warranted by either of those, we go ahead and do them. But sometimes by waiving a certain dollar amount, you know your worst case, they're not going to be nickeled and dimed. So that's one of the strategies that I use for my buyer sellers. Another thing is, if you have the financial ability to sometimes waive the difference between the appraised value and the offer price. If there's a difference, again, that makes, by waiving a certain amount, it makes the seller a little bit more comfortable that they're going to get closer to the value that they want. And again, I don't recommend that for everybody, but for those that have the financial ability, those are some ways that help make our offer better from a seller's perspective. And this, when you write an offer in a seller's market, you're really tailoring that offer to make the seller as comfortable as possible with the offer that we present. Again, being a basketball coach, I love to win. I also don't believe in winning at all costs. So I don't want any of my clients to overpay on a house. Certainly don't want anyone to waive an appraisal or waive the inspection if they're not comfortable with it. Again, you want to win, but you don't want to win at all costs. So my philosophy is I want to protect my client's interests as best as possible. I still want them to get the home that they want, but I want them to get it within a reasonable price range and with reasonable terms. If you remain positive during this period of viewing homes and writing offers, you'll be able to overcome the ups and downs of this market. It's not uncommon to write 5, 6, 7, 8 offers before you finally get one that's accepted. Just like in basketball, I wish we all could go undefeated, but that doesn't happen. And what you try and do when you lose a basketball game or your offers are not accepted, you try and learn from that experience so the next time you put in an offer on a house, we've gained knowledge and we write a better offer. Okay? I always call to find out where we stood within the range of offers and to see how close we came to the ultimate offer that was accepted. I use this knowledge to help you, my buyer clients, become better prepared when we write our next offer on the next house. So staying positive, sometimes it's really hard when you're buying a home. There's ups and downs that in human nature is. Of course you're sad when your offer isn't accepted. And ultimately, by remaining positive, we'll get one accepted. I promise you that. I will help you get an offer accepted that you'll be extremely happy with.
Are you looking to work with more buyer clients?
I absolutely would love to work with more buyer clients. Like coaching, basketball, I enjoy coaching and helping my clients achieve success. In this case, success is getting a great home at a great price in an area that you want to live. So yes, please feel free to contact me.
How can buyers and sellers contact you, and are you willing to answer questions even if someone is not yet ready to buy or sell a home?
Absolutely. I'm always willing to answer questions for anybody. Again, like coaching, my job is to educate people and help them to make the best decision in their lives at that particular time, but also to educate them so if it's a year away or 2 years away, we can help put you on the right path to purchasing a home. You can hit me up on this YouTube video and I'll answer all questions that appear. You can also call or text me on my cell phone at 804-218-3143. Again, that's 804-218-3143. Or send me an email at rick, R-I-C-K, at neumannDunn.com, NEUMANNDUNN.com. I will always get back to you immediately. So feel free to contact me through any of those avenues and I will get back to you. And I look forward to working with you and helping you purchase a home in this competitive seller's market. Now, I can't promise you that you'll get one of these boys state championship basketball rings, but I can promise you that when you work with me, Rick Stockel, as your buyer's agent, you will get a great house at a great price in the location that you want.